Hi, day 3 of All Things Feet. Here we go. I've got my two pupils, Saxton and Tasso. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin on our bellies into the belly button region of the block. You can keep the block horizontal or try it vertical this time to see how that feels. Start first on your elbows and kind of work your way down, filling into that space. Let's begin engaging with our inhale. Feel how the spine rises up to the ceiling and falls. Use this breath as activation. In through the nose. Let's stay with that. In through the nose, out through the nose. If it's ever too intense, you can always switch to open mouth breathing, letting some heat leave the body. But we do want to make sure we stay with heating the body so we can melt adhesions. And the fastest way to do that is in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel how your spine rises on the inhale and as your belly button goes into the spine as you decompress, exhaling out. Just bring some attention to the exhale now. Really squeezing out all that stagnant air, letting the debris go. Begin to sink deeper into your block. Stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Not going to be here that long, just warming up the core, releasing any congestion here so we can get into the feet and really unwind the feet, work on our posture, our grounding. Okay, let's go into a guided breath. Take a full breath in for the count of 4. Squeeze that root. See those glutes. Let it go for a count of 6. One more time, just like that. Breathing in fully. Holding at the top. Squeeze. Pull that pelvic floor down to the mat and let it go. Let's do that one last time. Breath in, fill up. Squeeze, tuck your pelvic floor. Let it all go. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, come up off your block, coming onto your palms slowly, just rise. We're gonna sit back on our heels. Grab your block. There's a block baby too if you guys want to get creative. We're going to go to the top of our foot right here. So stay where you are. Put that block right underneath the top of the foot. Get a position there right on. You have 26 bones in your feet. And here we're just going to hit them. So just to check your engagement or impact. So the top toe, yes, right in there. So just right on the top, and then you can go ahead and sit back. Yeah, you could sit like that, or you can first start off on your hands and knees and sitting back. into that chair position or child's pose. I'm just putting some pressure on it. Might feel a little wonky at first because this is a part of the foot that we really neglect. We really aren't aware of. We take it for granted. The top of the toes, the top of the foot. Finding that breath, breathing into that space. Maybe make some shearing movements by moving side to side, rocking the hips. See how that feels in your body. Get down on the floor with me just to see where we're at. Maybe you bring that other foot, the opposite foot, on top of the heel and apply even a little bit more pressure if you aren't really feeling into this, feeling any restriction, and play around here. Stay there for a few breaths. Find the pain, have some fun, get creative. If you need to take some movements, moving the foot laterally and medially, gliding it across the block. If you feel any zings, those are the nerves all in your foot. Electric impulses. Stay here for 2 more rounds of breath, at least 3 minutes. I know our time is restricted, so I'm going to not get stuck in staying in positions too long, but know that we should always remain at least 3 minutes for this adhesion, for the fascia to be bathed in fluid and melt, to start releasing, unwinding. Okay, let's take that full breath in, count of 4, squeeze the root, let it go. One more time, deep breath in, and on your exhale, push up off your block, bringing it to your opposite foot. Were you guys on your left first?
Right, I was on my right.
Okay, then go to your left. Any tissues on?
Yeah.
I'll grab it for you. So go ahead and get into that position. Top of the foot, close to that big toe. Or rather, right underneath that big toe. And just begin to like really mash into your block. If you need to bring your heel over the shoulder. Tasso, how does that feel in your foot? Can you feel any restrictions, or is it just very minor?
It feels pretty minor.
Okay.
But if I go up higher than that, it feels
Go higher. Let's move higher. We're gonna chase any restrictions, any discomfort. That's where we want to find. So every time my son gets on the block, his sinuses start to really open up. His body's already going into that detox state, which is beautiful. eliminating any toxins, debris, congestion out of the body. There's so many layers that work as this whole unit. Our respiratory, our digestion, our hormonal, the skeletal, the lymphatic, the endocrine, which is the hormones. Stay here for 2 more rounds of breath before we move. And focusing on that inhale. Well, the exhale, we're going to bring the most focus to. So we're really going to empty out the chamber so we can breathe fully on the next round of breath. Each time creating an oscillation in our body, a vibration, a frequency. This is what it means to be light. I remember last time after we finished practice, you guys were both saying how you felt so light. And you literally do. You're alchemizing the molecules, the atoms in your body from a denser state to a higher state. Just by doing this, using your breath, decompressing, melting tissue so you flow. You create a currency in your body. Take a deep breath in for the count of 4. Hold it, squeeze. Let it go for a count of 6. Try to keep your mouth sealed if you can. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, push up off the block. We're going to go into a standing part of this session. So bring your blocks to the back of the chair. You can bring the chairs onto your mat if you like, or keep them where they're at. Just to keep them stable is actually just fine. Huh? You grab that block too, Seth, so it's near you. You're going to be working from the bigger block right now. So we're going to be working the arch of our foot. So the arch of your foot, let's go ahead and set this up to this angle.
I remember it was
With the what? Oh, you know what? That's right. So let's feel, Tasso, take off your socks if you can. Are you okay with that? The little ones underneath your chair, Sax. So, Saxon wants to go ahead and try with the smaller one. Sometimes that gets in a little deeper. They both work great. So you want to just get into the arch and balance. Make sure there's a slight little bend in your knee so you're not hyperextending. So most people are either pronated in their stance or supinated, giving that walking like a duck or pigeon-toed look. I know for years I was pigeon-toed, and my whole alignment, that's when I was dealing with so much sciatica, is because I was literally twisted and my hips were off, my shoulders, my whole gait, and I was so pigeon-toed. I was walking like a duck. I think I got made fun of a few times. I was so unaware of it. A few times I twisted or rolled over my ankle because there was so much weakness, because my arches weren't strong. And this is where you come in and you melt that tissue. You really breathe into any restrictions. You can take those nice micro movements, moving slowly side to side on your block as you shear into that fascia. You can twist, you can take nice little rocking movements, or a roll to side, not really rocking, but just play with it here. So your plantar fascia is big lump at the meat of it. A lot of people that have plantar fasciitis, it's the restriction and adhesion right in this space. This is how you get into it. You breathe into it. Long, deep breath. Tessa, can you feel that? Use your breath as your guide. Where you need to sit, where you need to move. Is that intense for you, Seth? Yeah. Is that intense for you?
My left one. Oh, me too.
Let's stay here for a little. Let's stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Try to keep the mouth sealed, Saxton, really building your body so you can notice. And put your focus on your exhale, extending it the longest. Yeah. Take a deep breath in. When you exhale, exit off of your block. Alright, let's move to the opposite foot. Getting right into that arch. Play around, see if you feel anything that's intense. Feels sticky or frozen, and sit in it. Just been there for a few times. Shoot. Nice little movements. Make sure you're got a little micro bend in that standing leg. Stay with your breath.
If there's, can I ask a question?
Yes.
If there's no meat on the top of your foot, then what are you getting? Like, what are you?
Well, fascia is always going to be there, whether there's meat or not. Fascia surrounds everything. It's the whole fabric. So there's always tissue surrounding bone, no matter what. Do you feel like there's nothing there?
I feel like my feet are very bony. Not like on the bottom of my feet, but on the top of them.
Yeah, on the top is mostly bone you're getting into, but there's the nerves, the tissue, just a thinner layer. Getting the top and the bottom of the bone. Fascia lines around all of it.
My feet are so sore from me. I think it's nice. I feel like feet, sore.
Not quite a little sore up in
Yeah. Feels good though.
Make sure you're staying in the arch of the foot, Saxton. Maybe even also try to keep a little small bend in that standing leg, just so that you're not locked in, like hyperextending. Make some nice little movements. We're not going to stay here long, maybe 2 more breaths. Rolling laterally and medially to the sides. Feeling any restrictions. Bringing heat into it. Take a full breath in. Squeeze to the root log here. And then let it go, coming up off your block. Go ahead and walk around on your foot and see if you can feel that freedom in your foot already. How does that feel? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a forward fold with our block. Tasso, go ahead and take a drink. Saxon, do you need a drink? Okay, this is where we're gonna really get into the tibia also. So with your block baby in the front, grab your block buddy next to you, and we're gonna put the ball of the big toe right underneath. You're gonna have that, and then you're gonna bring the block buddy right into where the ankle is. And you're gonna apply some pressure, really trying to get into the alignment of that big toe meeting all the way back to the tibia.
I guess.
Yeah. And you can shear a little bit just to see that connection. See if you feel any restriction on the top of the foot. I'm sure you're gonna really feel this in your left foot, right? Make sure you're breathing in through your nose. Try to really relax. Get into
Can you take a knee and do this, or?
Sure. You can even take a knee. You can even sit down with this and sit on a chair.
I feel like I have better leverage.
Oh, that's good. Tasso, you want to try a knee, or does that feel good where you're at? Might be a good angle right there, actually. Let's see how that feels. Really pushing in with the block. And the fascia gets restricted. It really starts to go up the chain, up the leg. And this is the tibia bone is infected or affected, I should say. Both same thing. So you're gonna take 2 more rounds of breath, really. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Don't let that heat out. You want to melt this fascia. Give it all your focus and attention. You're sitting in the discomfort and the pain. Unraveling. This song is so appropriate, isn't it? We're just going to unravel here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel it. And let it all go. Let's go ahead and take 1 more breath, and on our exhale, we'll get off of our block and switch. Coming to the left foot. How did that feel? Was it a little wonky, but did you feel like the restrictions? We're bringing our feet back to life again. Deanna says that death starts in the feet, and after doing this work, you can see how that really is true. And some of us are already dead in our feet. We have been so disconnected from these feet that carry us, that ground us, helps us move forward in life.
See, this one feels completely opposite.
How does this?
Like I can't even gauge where.
Try to bring it back towards the ankle more. The top block, yes.
It's way different.
More intense or less? Try to bring your, the big toe, you want to get right underneath the bone of the big toe with the block. So your toes are a little bit too far over the block. You want to bring those toes back to where you're like right in there. And just play around, search for that all over the top of the foot. Search. Really trying to like release the fascia around the tibia bone, which starts right up at the top of the foot, or the leg, I should say. Some shearing movements. Gliding your block side to side, nice little twist. Really gets in there and begins to heat the fascia. Stay here for 2 more rounds of breath and call it 3 minutes. Take a full breath in, and on your exhale, go ahead and let go, let off the block. Let's move into our next position. We're just gonna sit onto the floor. Let's just go into our toes. Let's unwind these toes. So, if you guys are comfortable, do you need a pillow or anything to sit up? Because we're gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actually, is that big enough for you? I can sit up on that pillow. Give yourself a little support. And we're gonna use our 3 fingers. Let's start with the right toes. 3 fingers in between. Actually, let's go 4. Why not? So the pinky goes in between the pinky, so on and so on. Thumb is the only one left out. This might be hard to get in there first because this is a little tight space kept close together. And then you're gonna take those toes, that toss is already down to the floor, but you wanna pull into your hands, creating that decompression and space expansion. And just go into your breath. How does that feel? Can you feel the intensity? Sometimes getting those knuckles right up against the knuckles of the toes is where you feel the most intensity. But bring it in. Oh yeah. And breathe, because if this is not intense, you're doing it wrong. That's all I gotta say.
It's not horrible.
Okay, then here we go. What we're gonna do, breathing, everyone breathing and listening at the same time. You're gonna just rotate those knuckles back and forth in that space, feeling for any restriction. If you gotta, after a while, when it starts to loosen, you can even slide your foot down, your fingers down into the foot a little bit more, really chasing that restriction. You guys probably want to lean up against something, and you can. If you want to switch over to the side of the couch to sit, you can.
That's perfect.
Are you okay? Are you comfortable? Just take that hand and really try to make that side to side movement in there, really moving this tissue while you breathe and meditate. Maybe you close your eyes and feel what your feet feel like for the first time, really feeling your feet and being aware. Feet will even start to warm up here. I massage so many people's feet that are just frozen cold, like bricks. The rest of their body, fine, warm. They could even be sweating, but their feet are frozen. It's because they're not getting the blood and the oxygen down into the toes. It's a definite sign that there's restriction. You have poor circulation down into these toes. And this blood needs to move up through the body and back down. come alive in the feet, you come alive. You die in the feet, you die. See if you can take nice little rotations with your hands and your foot. Ooh, that gets areas that you didn't even know. Breathing the whole time, Sax. Do not hold your breath. Holding your breath defeats the whole process because you're telling your body you're in stress when you're not breathing. You want to come to a relaxed breath. It tells your body it's safe to release, to let go, to show up. Anytime you're holding your breath, you're sending the opposite. And this last move, let's just really pull the toes down towards the floor and breathe. Try to seal your lips, Sassy. I know it's hard to breathe through your nose right now because your sinuses are releasing, but try to keep that heat in the body so you can really melt this. Okay, last breath in, fill up. Hold, squeeze with all your might. Squeeze it all in, belly button into the spine. Let it go. Ooh, unwind, take that hand out from the foot. Let's go to the opposite foot. Go ahead and just move those toes. Feel the freedom in your toes now. It's like, whoa, I've got toes, what? And I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed, but wow, I could like do stuff with my toes. Mobility, range, just opened right up. Let's go into the next toes. Only finger I want out is that thumb, out to the side of the big toe. You could always start with 3 fingers too. I think at Deanna, when she's teaching, she does just 3. But I thought, what the heck. So you guys, if you just want the 3 in, you can do that. That even feels intense, actually. Try 3, see how that feels. Does that feel more intense to anybody or just the same?
I think it's more with 4.
Okay, let's do 4. Really get in there, manipulate those fingers in between the toes, and then find yourself, try to get relaxed and whatever. If you need to bring a hand down to the side, yeah, hold on to a block. Because I want your breath to be nice and relaxed eventually. Eventually this starts to melt and the discomfort feels so comforting and you could just sit here forever. Close your eyes and meditate. Coming into that inhale, extending on the exhale. Begin to soften. Take those shearing movements side to side. Just grinding the hands into the foot. Maybe lifting up the big toe and dropping it. Notice with your other foot that you just did, can you feel the heat in the, I could feel my other foot, it feels like there's a fire nearby. It's bringing the blood back into the feet, waking up the feet. A little fun fact with like acupressure, acupuncture, They work in the feet, just the feet, to affect the whole body. So your organs are all mapped out in your foot. And your big toe, that's your head. And right underneath the big toe, that's your neck. And then the organs line up right underneath that. So you have your lungs, you have your kidneys in your foot, your sex organs, your digestion, your stomach's right in here.
Remember those sandals you used to have?
Yeah, I still have those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And your spine is on the outside or the in. I can't remember. Huh, I'll have to look that up. But yeah, just right here in your foot. So if your foot is dead and not getting the circulation, that's why shoes are such a shitty thing, because it doesn't give you that decompression onto the earth to really massage the bottom of your foot. And just keep it stimulated, stimulating all your organs. Feet are so important. Let's take those rotations now. So 5 times to the right, 5 times to the left. Okay, you guys push those toes all the way down to the floor. Really stretch out the top of the foot, those toes down. Open that up. Stay here for 2 rounds of breath. Ooh, we're gonna do something fun next. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let go, unwind those. Yes, yes, yes. I can remember how to get into this position. We're just gonna stay seated while we're here. Okay. Go ahead and bring that. Actually, let's bring the baby underneath the ankle. We're gonna do the lateral side of the right. You guys on right? I'll stay on right too. Okay. Just right on top of that ankle bone. Ooh, and it can be
On
very
top?
intense. Yeah, right on top. Bone on block. Woo! Woo! Talk about breathing. Do not hold your breath here. If it's painful, that's because this has been restricted and frozen for far too long. It's locked up in this ankle bone. When I used to throw off my ankles because there was so much weakness, I was improperly aligned the whole time. This is how we strengthen it. Breathe into it. No holding the breath. If it is too intense and you can't breathe, then you just move away from this area a little bit till it begins to soften. You can come back on. Find the intensity, chasing it. Saxon, you stay connected to that breath, especially that exhale, because you want to push out all of that debris. Don't you use that? Do you need tissue?
I'm okay.
Tasso?
I'm good.
Saxon's got a lot of debris to push out, I see. I have tissue for days around this house.
Oh.
This is probably, there's layers on top of layers with this. I can't even do the other layers. Grab your other block if you can and We could just
You're
manipulate.
right on the bone? Right on it, right here?
Yeah. You can go off to the side if you want.
Oh.
Oh, breathe it in, breathe it out. Stay here for 2 more rounds of breath.
Oh, Lord.
Feel that. So let's stay here for 2 rounds of breath until we move a little bit. I just want you to angle that toe down. Maybe you find another spot in there. Just nice little micro movements. Maybe you bring the toes up slowly. Ooh, I got some stuff going on in there, you guys. It's making my legs shake. I think I've rolled this ankle quite a few times, actually.
You were there. You were there. It was when you were playing soccer with Demi.
Do you remember in front of Sherry K where I fell into a hole, twisted?
I remember.
I know Willie and them guys were there. I know.
And you got booted in the face with a soccer ball, remember?
I did.
I remember you both. Remember those 2 little blankets?
Oh, that was a different day because this day Kathy was Kathy there too.
Kathy was there. Those 2 kids I used to hang out with.
Oh. Okay, you guys take a deep breath in. And let it go. Oh, roll out that ankle. Would ya? Could ya? Should ya? Move that right leg off to the side and get into position. Right on top of that ankle.
Oh.
This isn't as intense to me. Is it to you guys?
I think my left side is worse than my right.
Yeah.
It's worse?
Mine too. This doesn't feel too bad.
No, I'm saying mine is the worst on this side.
Yeah,
Is it? Oh, yours is this hurts more?
On this side.
Oh, wow. I could be here all day.
I broke it.
Did you?
I can't go on my bone though.
No, it's too intense. That's fine. You could even modify with like putting a towel like later to really sit on that bone, but you can get a towel, of course. And have a little bit of a cushion.
Can you see the difference?
So you're gonna release all that scar tissue that's winding. This is a very important position for you to do, Saxon, with your ankle, like to really come back to this over and over. If you just leave it alone, it will affect your posture and your gait. And play with that block over the top if you are like tasso, so you don't have to if it's already too intense. This way we can actually multitask a little bit. Working both sides of the foot. In 2 areas at once. Breathing. Let's breathe in for that 4 count. Holding. Go ahead and root. Tap your tailbone as you root. And let it go for a second. Again, taking a deep breath in. Holding. And rooting. And letting go. Let's point those toes down to the earth. If you can.
Point them down?
Yeah, let those toes go down towards your mat. You're probably too high up. You're not on your ankle that much. That's okay. And bring them back up. Ooh. And breathe. 2 more times. This is going to be walking like a knight. You too, Sax. Woo! Okay, let's take a deep breath in, filling up. Exhale, let's come out to the ankle. Roll out that foot, roll out that foot. God, that feels good though. Feels so juicy. Oh my gosh, this practice is medicine. Okay, going back to that right foot. Now we're going to go to the inside. How did Anna do this?
Remember she had us put it.
You could even put the block underneath your, yeah. Do you want to try that also? Okay, laying down. Actually, we're going to have to come up a little bit because we're up like this. We're just getting the inside arch of the foot first. So bring your foot on top of your block. Let's just work from the inside arch first. You got it, Toss?
I think so, yeah. Turn it?
Yeah, let me show you. So let's put it this way. Can you feel that bone in there?
I feel it like in my heel.
Okay. Let's play with it right here. Let's just get to really learn our feet. Like right underneath that ankle bone, there's right in here. There's a bone that just juts out. I don't know what bone it is. It's not really the ankle, but it's right below the ankle bone. Do you guys have it? Am I the only one?
Wait, let me see.
Right in here. So
I just have like a muscle right there.
Oh, I'm the only one with that.
Whoa.
Do you feel that?
I don't have that.
You don't have that. You don't.
Oh, it's right here. It's just farther.
Oh yeah, it is. I was gonna say you have to.
Yours is like,
Yeah, mine's just way more bony and pronounced. Do you feel it, Toast? See if we can share into that, making nice little circular movements. Breathing. Oh, that's it. Let's do this for a second and then I'll have you guys. Take a deep breath in and let go. Let's go on to the other side of that foot. Together. we're moving a little bit faster. Normally that's okay, because this could take all day, honestly. You could be in your foot all day in different areas.
Yeah, it's already been an hour.
Has it?
It's like flew by so quick.
Wow. I gotta check the time for Tasso.
How long has it been?
It's been an hour already.
Really?
Yeah. Well, 50 minutes.
It's 10:30. Tasso, you have to leave at 11
I
exactly.
gotta like leave here from 11.
Okay. That'll be good. Okay. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a deep breath in. Go ahead and exhale off of there. Let's get into another good position, starting with the right foot. How did I do that? Oh yeah. So come to your side. Bring that block right below that ankle bone in the inside, medial. Ooh. And rest your knee over the block. You can also just stay here and use your hand, honestly.
Spin it so it's like. Oh, I didn't put it in there.
Actually, no, that's not it. This is it right here. Yeah. How's that feeling? Funky, wonky?
Right above the ankle? Or right under it?
Below, right below that.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
Oh. And let's breathe. In through your nose, out through your nose, building that heat in the body, this activation. Begins to melt and soften, then you can take those small little, when I say small little micro movements, just shearing into that tissue. You can even bring the weight of your leg back into the heel. Really feeling into that whole area, all those sensations. Not only does this help work in the fascia, getting blood flow, releasing and cleansing the cells, but it also helps build your bones stronger. A lot of people wear shoes all day with that cushion, and it's the sensory in your bone needs pressure. And when you have a cushion on, you're sending that. You don't need the density of the bone to be stronger because you're cushioning. So when you do fall or get into any kind of accident or altercation, the bone isn't as strong as it would normally be to support your weight because you've been cushioned in these shoes your whole freaking life. That's why people have rips and tears and sprains so easily, is because the bone density isn't at its pure potential where it's supposed to be, because you've been worried about so much comfort your whole life. If you look at somebody I work with somebody who loves shoes, so he buys thousands of shoes. He has no calves, none. Yeah, and so that means that the muscle wasn't building, but the bone, most importantly, the bone wasn't getting the decompression from hitting the earth. Mattresses do the same thing. I mean, we have been so indoctrinated with so much cushion, but it actually is doing us a disservice because we're supposed to have that raw density of earth, the ground.
Grass.
Huh?
There's that one guy that I showed you.
Oh yeah.
He sleeps on a bamboo bed.
Oh,
Bamboo bed. No blanket, wool pillow.
Oh yeah.
Like straw wood.
Mm-hmm. He's probably doing the best to his body too. The best. Stay here for one more round of breath. Take a deep breath in. And go ahead and come up off that block. Let's do the other foot. Ooh, why don't you just roll that ankle around? Look at all that freedom. My goodness. Right below the ankle bone. You can always hold it there and apply pressure if you don't want to lift your leg up and over. But this gets into your knee too, and so it's like you almost do a multitask thing. Also, I didn't say this for the other leg, but when you get real nice and comfortable and your breath is really nice and relaxed, you can lift your leg up, little micro movements and down. Bring that knee into the belly button, just micro, small movement. You can take it out. Melting, heating that tissue with this pressure. This creates heat in the body, along with your breath. The one thing that overrides pain is pressure. So if, let's say you break a leg, you actually hold on to it with pressure, the pressure overrides the pain. Intuitively, we have a reaction to, like, let's say we fall to grab and carry or hold the area, and that's an intuitive wisdom. It's because it wants pressure. It wants attention. Like cutting your finger, the first thing you want to do is grab it and squeeze it tight. It's an intuitive response. Pressure takes away the pain. I just had a thought. The pain is like the mother crying, and the pressure is the father holding the mother tight, letting her know it's okay. I'm here. I've got you. Stay here for 2 more rounds of breath. See if you can find any little micro movements. See if you can find any other restricted areas that want your attention, that need your attention, that desire your attention. Find it now. Take a full breath in. Hold. Let's do a nice root lock here. Really hold. Bring the belly button in. Squeeze that anus. And let it go. Count of 6. Take your next inhale and exhale. Slowly push up and open and release off that block. Softly roll out that ankle, that foot. Get that blood flowing. And out and around. Nice, you guys. Thank you so much. How do you feel? I want to get how you guys feel.
My feet feel free.
Yeah. Open.
Painful, but it feels like my dorsiflexion is getting better in my left leg.
Oh, look at that. I love it. Okay, thanks for being participants, willing participants with me. Okay, Heather, I'm gonna have to wrap up with the foot. Tassa's got to go to work, and I have to get ready for work too. This is so much fun. I hope you like this video. Okay, bye-bye.